Okay, everybody, welcome to the MWM project. We did predictions. Does it sound bad? Yes. So we're just gonna move on to the review. It's approximately
4 a.m.
3:46 a.m. We just got back from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. First of all, what do you guys think?
I hated it.
He's lying. He's lying.
It was good.
Yeah, I really
I liked
liked
it a lot.
It was really good.
Definitely the best one since Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, if I wasn't so tired, I'd be more enthused.
We're gonna start off spoiler free. Eventually, we will transition into spoiler talk.
No promises.
I will try to give you a warning before that.
Yes.
Like a big banner.
Spoilers. Right in this area.
But let's break it down from the beginning. First of all,
My bad.
you start off with Finn and
Oh, that's right.
stormtroopers. Okay, and instantly you can tell he doesn't fit in. That he doesn't like what's going on as a stormtrooper. And
That's very obvious.
what I liked about this scene is that Kylo Ren is instantly established as a total badass.
Yeah. In the first, 3-4 minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not going to spoil anything yet. I will get to it. But yeah, Kylo Ren, total badass in this movie. I think, especially because, in this movie, he's basically fighting between light and dark. So with that, and he has a lot more motive doing that, I think he's actually an enemy that's you can legitimately follow rather than people like Count Dooku.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good in that way. All the characters are good.
Yeah.
They brought the old characters back in a lot better way than I thought they were going to.
They're actually really involved.
Yeah, they
in the
actually
whole
play
thing.
an important role rather than just being there for nostalgia reasons. So that's good. I'm trying to think of that I didn't like. John Williams killed it.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Of course he
great.
did. Of course he did. Oh, the film did look outstanding. We talked
It
about
did.
that.
Yes.
It was going to look good. It does look really good. One thing I noticed is how large anything that came from the first order was just huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
The new
Space, what they call
I
it?
don't really know. It's kind of like a goddamn planet.
Yeah, the
it's like its
planet.
own planet.
Yeah.
That was...
It's like 3 times
The
the
whole
size of the
plot
original
of
Death
the
Star.
movie.
Yeah, they like side by side compared to the Death Star, and it's like a lot bigger.
so much bigger.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they called it. It was
I
something
don't
badass
I
and
don't
scary, though.
remember either.
Yeah, just everything seemed like a legitimate threat. All the spaceships were huge.
And they looked really good. Like, you can't really complain about CGI at all.
Yeah, the only time I got a little bit taken out by CGI was anything that was motion tracking, like motion tracked characters, like where you saw in the magazine where they had like the lights on them
Yeah.
for the motion tracking.
Yeah.
Like the little short chick in the bar.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's motion tracked. That one's a little kind of. It's kind of like Yoda from prequels. That's kind of what it looked like
Still
to me.
looked fine, though.
Yeah, it didn't like take you out of the movie, but it was there. Man, other than that, it's
Blew my mind.
pretty good movie. It definitely has, in my opinion, the best lightsaber battle. I probably think the best lightsaber battle in the entire series.
I agree.
It's very intense.
Yeah,
I agree.
and because it wasn't, it was more intense than the originals, but it wasn't freakishly choreographed like the prequels. Because the prequels is just
True.
you could just tell like they were ready for the next move the whole time. It's kind of annoying. They look cool. But it's just kind of over the top. Yeah. Do you want to transition into spoilers? Okay. We like the movie. If you were to give it a grade, without getting spoilers,
Hey.
I'd say out of 10, I think it deserves at least a 9. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9.
Easy.
For now, when I watch it again, I'm gonna go back and watch it with Rachel.
Probably like an 8.
Find some more stuff that you don't...
I see. I think I like saying a 9 and comparing it to IMDb grades with the only like a 9.3 being the highest grade of all time.
Then it's like an 8.
But I think it deserves an
8.5.
A.
It's good.
I think it's an A movie. Yeah. Well, we're gonna transition to spoiler talk. Okay. A lot.
Spoiler alert.
lot
Spoiler
easier
alert.
to talk about here. First of all, we're not gonna skip to the end. Han Solo dies. Okay. That's something I predicted.
I wanted to say it.
That's.
I mean,
that's something I predicted.
that was something well known. Like he did not like Star Wars movies really in the first place. And you can tell.
There's a lot of reasons why he wouldn't come back, so I was ready for that.
Mostly because he's a cocksucker.
But let's start with the introduction of Kylo Ren. When Poe, which by the way, Poe is an awesome character. I really liked Poe. I think Poe is one of the coolest in there, and it's too bad he didn't have more screen time.
Yeah.
Because anytime Poe was on screen, he was fun.
Well, then because he thought he was dead and shit. And
yeah.
Then he just came out and was a badass in the plane battle.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, guess what? That one dude is really Han Solo's son.
Well,
you fucking skipping that.
I don't give a shit.
You start off with Poe shooting the laser
blaster,
at him,
just a blaster, and Kylo Ren just stops the laser. You can see the laser, just blue laser, just floating in the air. Even after he put his hand down, it was still just floating there.
Yeah, see, that's when he knew
he was bad.
Kylo Ren's a big fucking deal.
Yeah,
but okay, I was all for Kylo Ren the whole time. I was like, okay, Kylo Ren's a big deal. He's more powerful than Darth Vader. But then this chick, who's never used the Force before, can outpower this dude.
Yep.
It just kind of like I'm like, man, how big of a deal is this girl that she could take out the most powerful, or not the most powerful, because the what's his name, the one leader,
the Great Summoner,
the supreme leader.
Supreme leader, yeah, okay.
I don't even know.
The supreme leader, other than him, like Kylo Ren's like the big.
I'm telling you, the supreme leader is fucking Anakin.
There's a chance. There's a chance for something stupid like that to happen. I don't know. It'd be a crazy twist, but
I kind of believe it.
The scar's there.
They show it's a hologram of him. He's not actually there, and he's this big, huge guy, and
it's like a projector.
He's got
or
a little cut
or,
out of his cheek. He's got scars up on his face and his head and stuff, just like Anakin.
And he's in like the dark, scary robe.
And he's a badass.
I'm sure.
But he shows his face all the time.
I'm sure somebody already knows some kind of supreme, like who this person is. So, for the most part, I was like, it was what I expected. I didn't think Kylo Ren was going to be Han Solo's kid.
And then he fucking kills him.
Nope. Of course. When did they establish that? Like halfway through? Before halfway?
It was before
halfway.
Yeah. It was just like your father, Han Solo, like, what?
Yeah, it wasn't
like I'm sitting there, like, literally, like, a minute before I'm turned to Griffin, I'm like, who is that? Like, because he said something about with your last name or your family name or something.
Like,
I'm like,
somebody. Yeah, that's when you start getting really interested in Kylo Ren. You're like, oh man, who's his family? When are we gonna find out? And then it's like 10 minutes later, it's like it's Han Solo. Like, oh,
everyone in the theater kind of was just like, oh.
So it's Han Solo and Leia though.
Yeah, so he's a Skywalker. I mean, he's a Solo, but he's a Skywalker. That's why like Darth Vader's his grandpa.
He's got a boner for Darth Vader.
Yes, he does. Which we talked about that too. I was like, so he's a big fanboy of Vader.
His grandpa.
Of the Gramps. Which makes sense.
He gets his ass kicked though. At the end.
My prediction almost came true. I predicted that Kylo Ren was going to die at the end of this movie, but then Luke would be the next evil antagonist.
So in other words, you were completely wrong.
Yeah.
I was right. Kylo Ren almost died.
Luke is the new Yoda.
I was...
We're going to hold that thought. But Kylo Ren almost died. But he was still alive.
Luke never went near going bad, though.
The planet exploded. And he was, down an arm and...
No, he has the arm. He's got stabbed.
Yeah, he got stabbed here, and he has a big cut across his face, which intentionally matches Anakin Skywalker, guys.
Yeah.
But then the planet explodes. But there was... We don't know. I'm sure he got out.
He's off. Yeah, because the why do I forget Supreme? I keep wanting to say Sinister Leader, the Supreme Leader.
Orders for him to be evacuated.
He said
he needs to take him back so he can finish his training.
Yeah.
And I wish he was.
Luke is nowhere near going evil.
No,
okay. At the end of the movie, you knew the end was near, but you never knew when final credits were going to roll.
I was so afraid that we weren't going to see Luke.
Well, you do.
The only Luke we saw in the first.
Is his hand.
In the first 7/8 of the movie.
First 2 hours and 16 minutes of this 2 hours.
All you see is just his hand touch R2-D2 when shit's going down.
Yeah.
A flashback?
No, vision.
The vision.
Like a vision.
With the lightsaber, because the lightsaber calls her name.
And then finally, like at the end, she's walking off. I'm like, oh no, the credits are gonna roll. And then she gets on the Millennium Falcon with Chewie.
You're just waiting for it to cut this whole time.
Flying away, I'm just like, oh god, they go light speed. I'm like, it's gonna cut.
It's gonna cut.
They go on this island. I'm like, oh, it can't cut here. She's climbing up the stairs. I'm like, oh, don't cut. And then finally we see the hooded man.
And then she just holds out the lightsaber.
Yeah, he turns around, Luke, and
A full beard, Luke Skywalker.
he looks like a badass old man.
Yeah.
And she hands out the lightsaber, and he just turns around,
And
and
stares at
then for like what, 30 seconds, 40
Yeah, it was
seconds.
But it's just like different shots.
It
on
did
staring
have that
at us.
long, like helicopter shot.
Yeah, and then credits, which I think is good. I like the ending.
Yeah.
Don't you?
It's
a good spot to
Yeah,
end.
it leaves you on that cliffhanger that makes you want more, which is good, which is exactly what I wanted.
But I'm telling you, Leia's going to the dark side.
Like what? I don't think Leia's going anywhere.
No, I don't either, but
She's the general now.
yeah.
All right. She's
Honestly, I thought she'd have a bigger role.
yeah, she didn't come. I was waiting for her to come in for a long time. It took well over
Han
an
Solo,
hour.
It
He
was
was
like
really
halfway
into it,
through the
though.
movie, she was just like, "Oh, what's up?" And then, "Oh, you got
There was
some
a
good
big
news?
battle, though.
Okay, go do this shit." And then she's just sitting there worried. And then, "Oh shit, my husband's dead."
Hey, Stormtrooper accuracy, not bad
The
in this
first,
movie.
like I was thinking to myself, in the first like 30 seconds, they open the fucking bus,
Yeah.
and boom, one guy dead, one guy dead, one guy dead. I'm like, they can hit people.
Look at damn.
Damn.
You know, okay, you know
And
what?
they show
Really,
blood.
the biggest shock to me in this entire movie, like no joke, was the one-handed. No, nothing to do with anybody character. One-handed lightsaber battles. That was something George Lucas was so against in the originals, and like any that's notice in the originals, they would never take a hand off the lightsaber because it follows that like Kinju fighting or what's it called? I probably just offended a whole bunch of people because I don't know what the fuck it's called. But yeah, they never take their hands off their swords. So he was totally against any one-handed battling, and multiple times, both Kylo Ren
Commander
and
has a gun and the lightsaber in his hand.
yeah, like multiple times he's seen
Finn.
one-handed
There it
lightsaber
is.
battles.
I was kind of pissed that Finn didn't get the Force, though.
I'm sure he will.
Oh, yeah, and Finn ended up, like, pretty much dead
Now-
anyway, so...
The story goes that
The story
Luke is
goes.
the only Jedi left,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which means he is the only one with the Force. Well, his nephew, Kylo Ren, went to the dark side. He's not a Jedi, but he still has the Force. But now Rey has the Force, which means she kind of has to be related or thinking to be related to Luke,
Somebody.
like Luke's daughter, or Han Solo's and Leia's
Yeah, 'cause
daughter.
she was taken as a baby to serve as a scavenger at
But I
What
think
if
they
it's
would at
like
least say, like,
Obi-Wan's
yeah,
kid.
you're my long-lost daughter or some bullshit.
Maybe it's Obi-Wan's kid, or...
it wouldn't be Obi-Wan's kid. Does Obi-Wan have a kid? You know,
I don't know.
I was waiting for somebody to mention a Kenobi throughout the whole movie. I was waiting for someone related to Kenobi.
It never was.
Nope.
Mace Windu, though.
Mace, no, you know, John Boyega has a chance of being related to Mace Windu, or whoever, Lando.
But he
So,
won't have the Force then, so...
our
Yeah, that's true.
our good friend Mike, he went to the earlier showing, and he had to get up early. No, he's not up yet, but so he couldn't be here.
He'll be up soon.
But he sent me a text while we were in the movie that I didn't look at it about his thoughts on the movie. And he was saying that there was so much story that wasn't revealed. Like, who was Luke trying to train that also went to the dark side?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was talking about in the
Kylo
car.
Ren and an apprentice went to the dark side.
Overran
Yeah,
him.
they
Overran.
overran.
Or, well, he kind of pieced out.
So I wonder who the apprentice is, because then that's one more that has the
Yeah,
Force.
that did anybody survive from the Jedi training?
He did.
Or did no? I'm saying like,
Luke, that's it. I think it was...
did they mention that? I mean, they say they destroyed it, but did anybody survive?
Mike is like, was it the new Emperor alien dude? So
No, that's fucking Anakin. I'm
The
telling you,
Supreme
it's
Leader?
fucking...
Yeah.
It's fucking Anakin.
it could be the Supreme Leader. It was his apprentice, but now he's the leader. I don't know. Or was it someone completely different? Who are Rey's parents? Mike wants to ask. Did Kylo Ren die when the planet exploded, or was he
No,
saved? If
he's
so,
saved.
who will be the Sith to replace him? I'm pretty sure he got saved.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rey's parents is gonna be that's gonna be a huge reveal.
Luke, I'm telling you.
Mike was like, what is up with the stare down Rey and Luke had at the end? That was just to show intense, like, we're meeting for the first... I'm meeting the Jedi Master, Luke, whose lightsaber I was destined to have, something.
Is Luke shocked? Okay, because Luke,
No, I think he
Luke
knows.
at this time, one, he got found. Okay, you know.
But R2-D2 turned back on, so I feel like he did it.
Okay.
Maybe
That
he
makes sense.
remote R2-D2.
And Rey, he's got to feel the Force that Rey has. So
Because even Kylo Ren could.
Yeah. So I mean,
Mike's other opinion. Also, Kylo Ren is way too much of a drama queen to be as cool as Darth Vader.
Okay. Yep.
And he was hoping
he has
that
anger issues.
channeling
Yeah,
Darth...
I think that's what's so good about him. Having such a motive like that, I think that's what made him more interesting. Because he was fighting between light and dark. Like he at a point he's talking to
himself.
to
Darth Vader's hut.
to Darth Vader burnt helmet, saying like,
And he was hoping that channeling Darth Vader would help him connect with the dark side. Like, it seems like Kylo's having trouble connecting to the dark side because he asked for guidance and to remind him of the dark side. Vader ends up being the one who brings balance to the Force at the end of Return of the Jedi. Why would you try to channel his hate when he ended up on the light side?
well, does anybody really know that other than Luke? Because no, Luke doesn't talk about it. Return of the Jedi. He doesn't talk about connecting to his father. And then at like Vader's memorial type thing, it was just Luke. Like Luke burned his body. That was it.
Yeah.
So I mean, does anybody else know?
Well,
It wasn't really him.
Well, what at the beginning, Rey was saying, "Oh, the Jedi Temple." This, like, she knew about it, so maybe it was like passed down, like the stories have been passed down. Because
Luke would have to tell that story.
Well, they didn't believe it at first, and then Han was.
Yeah,
like,
and then Luke was a suggested myth. Nobody
Yeah.
knew about if Luke
Yeah,
was
it's
real or
true.
not. You know, so
you shouldn't be motivated to have to follow the dark side. The dark side of the Force preys on one's fears, because, as we all know, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hatred, hatred leads to suffering.
But he says that. He says that, like, when he kills Han or whatever, he's like, I need your help, because it's like he was scared to do it.
Yeah.
And then he just did it. And then he threw him off the balcony. I was just like,
Then Mike says,
"Goodbye,
I don't
Harrison Ford."
understand what led Kylo Ren down the path to the dark side. Maybe that's what we find on the next movies.
They have to fit.
yeah.
There
Well,
was
how-
no origin, really, to Kylo Ren.
There will
It was
be.
just, he was training with Luke, and
And shit went
he and an
downhill.
apprentice.
Okay, but they never
apprentice
did with Darth
overturned.
Vader either, though.
They never what?
Think about that. They never told you about Darth Vader.
Well, yeah, they do. because
It's the prequels.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
There's
they
the
never
Emperor.
did until after, you know?
yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying there. Okay.
So they could be doing the same shit.
I think Kylo
There's
Ren
lot
is a
of
good
questions,
character,
a
though.
lot of
Yeah.
questions. Seriously, it was so much motive, and then that fight between the light
And
and
you
dark.
don't know so much about them. You don't know anything about him, really. You don't know anything about
There
the
really was
Supreme
no
Leader.
backstory to any of the characters.
Yeah, you don't know anything about the
Yeah,
Supreme Leader.
that-
You don't know anything about him. You don't know anything about the other apprentice. You don't know anything about what happened at the
They crammed a lot
Jedi
into this
Temple.
movie,
Yeah.
which is fine.
But not pulling that backstory, it leaves you a lot to do with the rest
Yeah.
of the next two.
Like,
so.
all you know is that Finn was F11.
FN2187.
Yeah, he was-
Wow, why do I remember that? I can't remember the goddamn Supreme
they took
Leader.
Him, they
but-
took him from birth and made him a stormtrooper.
So he's
All
day
you
one.
know is Rey lives in the desert, was taken from her parents,
and they barely show that.
and they only showed a little cutscene of that.
But okay, well, I was really distracted during that vision when she looks like as the one
As a
the
kid.
Millennium Falcon's flying away. And
Mm-hmm.
she's looking at like her parents. I guess, and the stare was so it was shot.
Kylo Ren that's
It-
taking her away.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because
I thought it was his
It was
voice.
his lightsaber.
But it was somebody with like a brown, like coat on, like
It was
like
his
a
lights-
Jedi coat. It
was his lightsaber, though.
That's not. No, I'm talking about the shot where she's a little kid.
Yes, it's his lightsaber.
There was no lightsaber in that shot.
Yeah, there
I don't
was.
know if there was, but I thought I heard him. I don't know if it was just his voiceover or if he was saying, get over here." Like it. I think it was him.
I'm pretty
But
sure
they're-
that's
But
a
they,
lightsaber.
they
He would've
look
been-
about the same age, though.
Yeah, he would have been a little kid. Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, can't be older than 30. At the oldest, he's 30.
Yeah, he's not old at all. He looks really young.
Yeah, and,
he
and
can't be older
Rey's
than Rey.
20 something.
Yeah, he can't be older than Rey. So I don't know if that was him. I don't know. Maybe that was the Supreme Ruler.
It looked
That could
the
be-
way she looked at them. It was intentionally like if I could show it to you again, you'd understand.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, I know what you mean.
It was just like
But I think that was her looking at her parents, so not him.
that's what I'm saying. Like the
Okay.
way she looked at him, it was like something of like I can't explain it. It was just a distinct shot to me.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But, is there any other major spoilers that we?
There's
about?
nothing real big story wise because it's seriously kind of like A New Hope, just a little more.
It honestly
epic.
started exactly the same. Like here's a message, give it to the robot, get out of here, and then the robot goes, and then the guy gets captured or killed.
BB-8
Speaking of which,
R2?
they're BB-8. I like BB-8 more than R2-D2.
I did too.
R2-D2 is funnier though.
BB-8 was pretty funny.
Yeah,
BB-8's able to show emotion a lot better too, because being able to drop his head and like I really like BB-8. I think they did it perfectly. He's not stupid like fucking Jar Jar, where he gets annoying. He actually had good jokes in there, and he's helpful, and he's a cute little ball.
The movie was funnier than I expected.
Yeah,
the Star Wars
the
has the
jokes in
few
there.
jokes in there, like the other movies have the few jokes in there, and you laugh, but it's meant more serious. This one had a lot of funny moments.
Yeah, Finn and Rey feed off each other really well.
Yeah.
They actually did pretty. They're good new characters.
Yes.
That.
But a woman's the lead role.
Woman lead role
God, in a
and
black male. Whatever.
It worked good. I liked
they
it.
were fine.
I liked it a lot.
Rey's a total badass though.
We thought he died at the end, but he's
Finn?
fine.
Finn,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a heartbeat. He's fine.
He's fine.
Rey drives the Millennium Falcon like a badass.
Yeah, I feel like
During that one
Rey
scene,
is the
she goes,
new Han Solo. And
Rey's exactly like Luke and Anakin. Great pilots, has that force.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm telling you,
gotta
I'm saying
be
it's Luke's kid.
It could be Luke's kid.
He had an oops.
Mike's even put a thing. Maybe it's Luke's kid when Luke, before he went rogue, like he.
Yeah, maybe
fucked a
maybe
bitch.
that's why
That's
he
what Mike
got
said.
like he's not with her because he disappeared. Or maybe that's why he disappeared.
No, he disappeared because
That's the claim, but
Yeah,
you think somebody like Luke Skywalker couldn't take down some beginner
Okay, but you know how like
person, like a beginning Sith? He's Luke fucking Skywalker.
Yeah, maybe that was just a cover up.
see,
It's
but
all
he
set up.
He teleported out of there though. You know, like in the vision, he was put his hand on R2 and then he was just gone out of the vision.
That had to do with the. I don't even know what that had to do with.
That was just showing like he told R2 where he was. He gave R2 the map and left.
Oh yeah, that's right. He put his hand on there and then boom, he disappeared. That was after he gave him the map. So.
But I just think
maybe that's not
And
the real
if
story.
he's training these Jedis, okay, Jedi Master Luke fucking Skywalker, okay, the Yoda,
the only real adult Jedi.
yeah, the only legitimate Jedi there. You think he can't take down two dudes?
But you
When
have to
then
realize-
you have a bunch of other training Jedis that will join you, it just doesn't make sense to me.
But then you have to realize that he doesn't want to put them down because that's Han and his sister's kid.
I'd fucking do it. Enough to drop him. He didn't kill Darth Vader when he beat Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It doesn't make sense to me.
So
I feel like you're fine on one next movie.
Well, I sure as hell hope so.
I can't. 3 years for episode 8.
Is it really?
Should be.
Yeah.
Why?
usually
Well,
they-
because the next movie next year is Star Wars or Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is about the pilot. It might be Poe. When I'm not sure. It might be about Poe.
Should be about Poe.
But I
Poe's
know it's
badass.
about a pilot. And then the next movie,
Be about
I
Ezra,
think,
too.
is the Han Solo standalone. And then,
Now,
Yeah, Han
who's
Solo.
doing that? Is that like a prequel for Han Solo?
yes.
Okay.
So they're casting a new guy. And then
Jesus shit.
there's, then I think episode 8. Then there's a Boba Fett movie in there somewhere
No.
about his origin.
Boba Fett's a badass.
He is.
But I don't like him talking. So if we'd hear him talking,
Probably.
you know how many lines he has? It fits into one tweet. All his lines fit into one tweet.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't say much.
It's just like, I
Yes,
remember.
sir.
I don't know,
No.
yeah, pretty much. It's just it's like 2-second lines.
Go Django. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, he said something to Jango Fett, like, go Django.
Oh, if we count the prequels, I guess that's different.
Yeah, he's in the prequels. He said a shit ton.
Yeah.
I think it's blown up.
But he's not really in costume in that. Yeah, that he gets. Well, yeah, Jango does. Boba comes on to be a badass. Well, that'll be it from the MWM Project. If you want to check out our Facebook at facebook.com/the MWM Project, also check it out on Twitter, our Patreon page. You want to donate monthly. Also, this is on my main channel, so if you want to go over to my extras channel, which is, I think, officially called the MWM Project now. I think we're going with that. You can go there. That's where podcasts are posted on a hopefully weekly or bi-weekly basis. Well, that is it from us. Thank you guys for watching.
Adios.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force
And also with
be with you. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy Holidays. Sorry.